नमस्कार दोस्तों. In the previous video we were on this slide, okay, and we discussed about these three kinds of cloud services. Like all the cloud services comes into these three categories, okay: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, okay. And moving next, okay, so these are few services, and they have categorized, okay, like this EC2 instance and or VMs, okay. In terms of Microsoft Azure, we called it virtual machine, but in AWS we call it EC2 instance. Okay, so these services are used to create the virtual machines on cloud environment. Second is EBS or Azure Disk. Okay, these are the elastic block storage or Azure Disk. That is the storage service, block storage service. Okay, it is a kind of hard disk that is associated with your machine. Okay, so this is also comes under the infrastructure as service. Second one is AWS VPC. It is VPC itself. It is business spelled here. Just consider it VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. This is a service that is used to create a virtual network in the cloud environment. Okay, you can create your isolated network, and you can configure your resources within your network itself. Okay, so it is a kind of the traditional network in your organization, in your on-premise network. Okay, we can configure the similar kind of network on the cloud also with the help of AWS VPC. Okay, and there is elastic load balancer. This is the load balancer that is used to manage the traffic and distribute that traffic from our websites or the portal or the online application to multiple EC2 instances or multiple resources in the background. Okay, simultaneously in order to manage that traffic. Okay, so that is a kind of IaaS service also. And next is Route 53. That is the domain registration and management service. Okay, it's the DNS management service itself from the AWS, wherein we can manage the routing. Okay, and domain routing and setting up the A records, MX records, all those things we can do with the Route 53. So, and that is the also a infrastructure as a service from AWS. Okay. And next is the RDS, that is the relational database system. That is also a AWS service, comes in the infrastructure service. And here we can configure the databases. Let it be MS SQL, MySQL, or PostgreSQL. Okay, Aurora DB. Okay, all those kind of databases we can configure, and that also comes in the infrastructure as well. So these are the few example of infrastructure as service within AWS. Okay. It's a small introduction, but later on we will discuss all these services one by one in very detail and very in depth. Okay, but I'm just now I'm just explaining what are the categories and which services comes in which category itself. Okay, PaaS services like AWS Lambda, that is used to run a small script, a small programmatic requirement on periodic basis. Okay, where we don't need to acquire the entire server. That is the AWS Lambda. Okay, it's a serverless utility, serverless platform itself, wherein you can write a small utilities or small script in your preferred language. Okay, whether it's Python, JavaScript, or .NET. Okay, Java and Go language. Okay, any of the preferred and available languages, you can write your utility and you can host on AWS Lambda. But you will get the access on the platform, but you will not get. But in the behind it configures the softwares also. Sorry, infrastructure also. It configures and provisions the EC2 machines in order to run your script. Okay, but you will not get the access. You will not get the login access to the infrastructure. That is AWS Lambda. Another is DynamoDB. That is the NoSQL database from AWS. Okay, and it is also comes again in the platform as service category. Next is AWS Elastic Beans, that is used to host our app services or the websites or the web portal. Okay, or the web services, app services we can host. Okay, and in any of your preferred language again, like you can write if your server app is written in the PHP or the .NET Core. Okay, or the Python. All those app services can be hosted. Okay. Yes, to run this kind of app services or the website, AWS configures and provisions the infrastructure is also in the background. Okay, but we will not have the access to those services, those infrastructure. We will have the access on the platform wherein we can manage and deploy our application or the code itself. Okay, so that is also kind of platform as service. SNS, simple notification service. SES is simple email service. Okay, and IAM, identity and access management service. It is also a platform as service where we can create users, okay, create roles, give permissions to the resources, to the roles. Okay, all those authorization steps we can manage within the IAM service itself. Okay, so these are the platform as service where we will get the platform access, but we will not get the login or any access to the underlying infrastructure. Okay, so that is a platform as service. And these are popular SaaS services, software as service. Okay, from the other vendors, they have acquired the cloud services and they have hosted their services on the cloud, like Slack for the chat and communication itself. Okay, messaging. Zoom is also a platform as service web version. Dropbox for file storage and transfer. Shopify, okay, website designing. Okay, Google Workspace for uploading your and managing your files and your steps. Atlassian, it has multiple services like Jira and other support system. Okay, so they have just these guys have just developed their softwares, their applications, and they have hosted their applications on the cloud servers. They might have associated with AWS or the Azure or any other service providers in the background. They have associated, they have hosted their softwares there. Okay, and they are selling their softwares to the customers around the world. Okay, so these services are called as the software as service. Okay, that you can also develop any kind of utilities, useful utilities. You can buy the server infrastructure or the server space from any cloud service provider, and you can run your application there, host your application, and you can sell the access to your application to the customers on the monthly subscription basis or the rental basis, whatever is your pricing plan. You can design as per your business plan. Okay, so these are the few examples within these three categories. Okay, so this was the end of this video here. In the coming videos, we will discuss all the major AWS services like EC2 instance, VPC, DynamoDB, AWS Lambda, and all other services. We will discuss one by one, and we will understand those services in detail. Okay, what they are and what are their functionalities and all. So those videos also will be in short and very simple, just to understand their functionalities. Okay, what is their role? But after that, I will plan the individual videos also. That will be very long and in-depth session for each and every AWS services. Okay. I hope you like this video, and please like and subscribe my channel in order to be notified for all upcoming sessions on AWS services and all these kind of interesting videos. Okay. And that also encourages us to make more videos or more informative videos on AWS services. Okay, and it really motivates us. Okay, thank you very much for now. Let's connect on the next videos. Okay, thank you.